Okay, guys, so we're back again. We're going to do Lab 2.1.3.8, creating a simple game using Python idle. Okay, so we have our machine here with VirtualBox installed, as well as the i2 IoT server VM that we installed in Lab 2136 and also used in Lab 2137. So in this lab, we're going to create a simple game using Python idle. So we have our modern personal computer with RAM and internet access, as well as VirtualBox and i2 IoT server installed. So first thing we have to do is launch VirtualBox and enter the i2 IoT server VM. So I am going to find my VirtualBox and we're going to launch that first. Okay. So after VirtualBox is okay, so now we're going to go here and I'm going to start that machine, and that is going to create a virtual machine that is going to run i2 IoT GUI. Okay. So once that is started, we're going to log in to the server as soon as it pops up here. So once the machine is finished loading, we will log in to the server using the IoT user account, which does not have a password. Okay, so we will do that as soon as this loads up. Okay, so we just have to click on the user, and then we're going to open a terminal session. Okay, looks like we got it here. So I'm going to click into my virtual machine. We're going to click IoT user and we are going to log in. Okay, once the machine is logged in, we're going to go to application and then we're going to select terminal. So up here is applications. So we'll click there and click on terminal to open a terminal session. Okay, looks like we're running low on disk space. So I'm going to look at that real quick. And we'll see if we need to extend it, which I can do if it pops up here. So actually I'm going to do that. I'll look at that later. Okay, so to access the command line interface, we go to applications and then click terminal. We're going to use the pwd command here, so we can display the current directory. Current directory is IoT user, so home IoT user. We're going to use the ls command, and we're going to use it with the -l feature so that we can show detailed information about the contents. Now where you use the CD documents so that we can go in there, CD documents command, and then we're going to verify that that's where we are with our PWD. So now you can see that we are in IoT user documents. Okay, so we are in documents there. So now I'm going to scroll down here a little bit so that we can see what we're going to do in part 2. So part 2, we're going to create a simple game with Python idle. So first we're going to have to launch idle. So to launch idle, we are going to use the idle3 command. So we type idle3 and that is going to launch right here. That launched idle. Okay, so now we're in idle and we have to go to click file and new file. So we're going to create a new one, a new file here. and to open a new untitled Python script. So type the codes in the script and note that the codes are color coded with open and close parentheses matched. Okay, so let's scroll down here a little bit so we can see it, and everything will end up looking the same. So we want everything to change colors as we go. So x equals input, okay, and then we're going to use our parentheses, that's a quote, enter an integer between 0 and 1024. Looks like space dash space parentheses. There we go. Let's hit enter, and we will say x equals int, okay, then we're going to do parentheses x. So that's going to essentially make it an integer. Okay, so that's basically explaining the format of the input for x. So it'll be an integer. It will not have a decimal value associated with it. Now we're going to do, it looks like that's a equals 0 is what it looks like. Okay, and then b equals 1024. So those are our parameters. Okay, so a is 0, which would be the integer between 0 and 1024. B will be 1024, which is the max. Okay, so now we're going to type test equals true. That should have turned orange. Test equals true. A equals 0, B equals 1024, test equals true. Enter. Now, if x equal space 0, okay, print your bomber is 0. Thank you for playing. Okay. I don't know why my true here, my true is not orange here. That is making me a little nervous. So I think maybe, yep, it was because I didn't have a capital T. Okay. So now, if your bomber is 0, thank you for playing is what we'll display. Okay, now test equals false. Then we're going to do else if x equal 1024, number is 1024. Thank you for playing. Okay. Test equals false. Okay, now while test equals true, it looks like that's an n equals integer. Okay, a plus b divided by 2. Oops, a plus b in parentheses divided by 2. Close parentheses. Okay? If n equals x, print your number is n, which would be the value Thank you for playing. Okay. Now we type break. Okay. Then else if n is less than x, a equals n. Else, oops, go back one level. Okay. Else, colon, b equals n. Okay, I think I got everything typed in here okay. It is a little difficult to read this little small fine print over there, but we got it. So now we're going to go to File, Save, and we are going to save the current script as 2.py in the current directory, and we're going to click the Save button. Okay, now we're going to click Run, and we're going to run the module. So we go to Run, Run Module. Okay, so the shell window will display the result. Okay, so right here we have it. So enter an integer between 0 and 1024. I am going to type 12. Your number is 12. Thank you for playing. Okay, so that figured out my number right away. Okay. So 63 is what they had in their example, and it immediately said your number is 63. Okay, enter an integer between 0 and 1024. It'll do that. Okay, so let's run it again and see what we can. Whoop. Can we restart? Nope. Okay. So now we just need to restart shell. Okay, there we go. Actually, I'm going to close that and we're going to rerun it. We're going to run the module. Okay, so we're running the module. Enter an integer between 0 and 1024. We'll type 63. Your number is 63. Thank you for playing. All right, so it looks like we got it. We got everything working the way that it's supposed to. So we were able to create a simple game here. So the last two things that we have to do, how to catch if the player enters a number beyond the range of 0 to 1024. So what would happen if somebody entered something that was beyond 10 to 24 or 1024? So let's restart it and see what happens. I don't want to restart that. I want to restart my normal one. I want to restart my other shell. What was the module? 2.py. Okay. So that didn't do what I was expecting it to do. So we're going to close that. We're going to close that terminal. Okay, let's go back in here. Let's go to our terminal. Let's go into idle 3. Okay, now let's run our script. So now we're going to go to we want to run our script. Where the heck did it go? Let's see. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go to run, and we're going to run the module. Now what's going to happen if I enter 1025? What happens? It doesn't know what to do. So how do you catch if the player enters a number beyond the range of 0 and 1024? Okay, I want you guys to answer that question. Then, how to catch if the player enters a float number. How are you going to catch that if the number actually floats? Huh? So how would you catch that? So I want you guys to consider that, think about it, and then go ahead and answer those questions. Once you answer those questions, and you can get through this lab, turn it in on Google Classroom, and we will be all set. So hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you guys soon. Thanks.